Under the bridge, too. Martin went across the bridge to Old House. A policeman came out. Emily? Martin asked. No, the policeman said. It's empty. Martin and the policeman went to every house in the street. The doors opened, and the policeman asked the same question. Can we look in your house? They looked, but they didn't find the little girl. Perhaps this is the wrong road, Martin said. Where was Emily? Did we know? She watched the river and the houses every day. Martin went and sat down under the bridge again. She isn't there, he said. We were wrong, I know. We started to like this young man. His eyes smiled. Suddenly, her head felt light. Usually, it felt very heavy and full of strange noise. Sometimes she remembered things, and it felt light. Now she remembered an important thing. She put her hand on Martin's coat again. I was in there today, she said. Martin waited. What did we know? Sometimes I go in the house. It's cold here, she said. It was cold this morning, Martin said. I went there. There wasn't a little girl. No bad people. Bee's head was heavy again. She closed her eyes. Martin waited, but he was quiet. He took some chocolate from his coat. Bee, here is some chocolate. Bee opened an eye again. Mmm, she said. Bee loved chocolate. She took it and put some in her mouth. It was good. Then she opened her bag. There was the baby's dress. Martin smiled. That's nice, he said. Look, Bee said, and she took out the book of photographs, pictures. Martin opened the book. There was a picture of a beautiful young woman and a little girl. He looked at Bee. The young woman had the same eyes. Is it you? He asked. Bee smiled. I don't know, she said quietly, and she looked in her bag again. Suddenly, she put a hand to her mouth. Oh, she said. Her face was white. What is it, Bee? Martin asked. Bee slowly took to a smile. Yellow shoes from bag. She remembered. I took them for my little girl. They were in that tall house. We were right, Martin said. The bad people were in the house with Emily. They came and then went again. Perhaps they know about the police. There were tears in Bee's eyes. She put the shoes and the dress near her face. She remembered a little girl in the dress. Her little girl. Were the tears for that little girl or for Emily? She didn't know. Martin put her hand on Bee's. Bee, we want to find Emily. My men are going to watch the house again at night. Perhaps the bad people are going to come with Emily. Can you watch it too? Then Martin went away. Night came. It was dark under the bridge, but there were lights in the road. There was a car near the tall house. It was a police car, but the road was empty. Bee wanted to sleep. Her head was full of strange pictures, but she didn't want them. She wanted her old quiet life. But she wanted to find Emily too. She looked at the tall house. It had a big roof. Every house in the street had a big roof, and some houses had windows there. In one window there was a light and a young man sat with a book. B had a new picture in her head now. There was a lot of lights and people. There was music too, and a little girl in a yellow dress danced. Look, Mamma, she said to B, new shoes. Then the picture went, and B was under the bridge again. Suddenly, her eyes went to the tall house. Why did she look there? Was there a person? The windows were dark, but there, up in the roof, there was. We looked and looked. It was difficult in the dark. What was it? His mouth opened. It was a small, white face. It was the face of a little girl. We closed her eyes and waited. Then she opened them. There was no face, not little girl. It was only a dream. We closed her eyes again, this time for a sleep.